Hello everyone, today we are talking about expanding. Let's first go over what we need to know about the basics, and then we'll apply it to all types of expanding for binomials, trinomials, so on and so forth. So first of all, let's take a look at the first one. We have 3 times in brackets 1 plus 3 close bracket. Now a lot of us might go like this, where we have 3 times inside the bracket, 1 plus 3 would be 4, and then 3 times 4 would then give us 12. Now with expansion, we normally use something called distribution law. So how distribution law is, we take the outside material and we multiply it into each of the inside materials like so. So what actually happens will be 3 times 1 plus 3 times 3, and then that'll give us 3 plus 9, which is 12. The second example here is that we have 3 times in brackets a trinomial. So same thing, we use distribution law, also known as expansion. We take the 3 and we multiply to each term. So this will be 3 times x squared will be 3x squared. Then 3 times 2x would be plus 6x. And lastly, 3 times 5 gives us the plus 15. Our last example here, we have 4x squared times another trinomial. Same thing, we take the outside term and we multiply to every term on the inside. The rule for this one is simply number times number and variable times variable with exponent laws. So 4x squared times x squared, this will give us 4x to the power of 4. 4x squared times 2x will give us plus 8x cubed. And lastly, 4x squared times 3 would give us plus 12x squared. We now take a look at something called FOIL. We use FOIL when we're dealing with binomials. Again, this acronym only applies to binomials. So what does FOIL stand for? The F stands for first, O stands for outside, I stands for inside, and L stands for last. So let's apply these to our examples and see how it works. So first means I take the first ones of each bracket and I multiply them. So x times x would give us x squared. Outside means the two most outer terms. In this case, it would be the x times the negative 5. So it'll give us minus 5x. Inside means the two inside terms, like so. 2 times x would be plus 2x. And the last terms would be the last items in each bracket. So 2 times negative 5, giving us negative 10. We now basically collect like terms, which we can see happens right here. Because both of these have x as the common term, everything else is just on its own. So we finalize with x squared. Negative 5x plus 2x gives us minus 3x, and the minus 10 is held in the back. We can now apply it to this example here, number 2, same thing. So again, first means the first two terms multiplied together. X squared times x gives us x cubed. Then outside, the most outer terms would be x squared times 3, which would give us plus 3x squared. Inside, meaning 2 times x, since they're their inside components. So plus 2x, and the last, of course, the last two terms, which is plus 6. We can see in this example that there are no like terms, so we just leave it as it is, and we're done here. Now let's take a look at some examples where we cannot use FOIL, since FOIL can only apply to binomial expansion. So here we prefer to use something called cannons or fireworks. Now how this works is basically, I'm going to choose every single term in the first bracket, treat every term as a cannon, and that cannon is going to hit every single other term in the second bracket. So let's take a look at how this works. So I'm going to take the x squared first, and I'm going to treat it as the cannon to hit every single term in the other bracket like so. So let's expand each one based off of this here first. X squared times x cubed gives me x to the 5. X squared times 4x will give me plus 4x cubed. x squared times 1 will give me plus x squared. Now we're going to apply the next one, which is the 2x. So now 2x acts as the canon, and we're going to apply it to, again, every single term on the other bracket, like so. So here, 2x times x cubed will give me plus 2x to the 4. 2x times 4x will give me plus 8x squared. And lastly, 2x times 1 will give me plus 2x. And lastly, I now choose 3 as the last canon, and that's going to hit every single term, again like so. So 3 times x cubed will give me plus 3x cubed. 3 times the 4x will give me plus 12x. And 3 times the 1 will give me the plus 3. So you can see here that if you choose every single term, use it as a canon, it's going to hit every term in the second bracket. Also, we call it fireworks because it kind of looks like fireworks going off when we end up drawing all these arrows. Same concept. So here, we now need to collect like terms and then simplify to our final solution. In terms of x to the 5, we just have that on its own. So we can just write x to the 5. In terms of x to the power of 4, looks like that's the only one on its own. So that's going to be plus 2x to the 4. X cubed, we see that we have it here and here. So this will end up giving us plus 7x cubed. Then we take a look at the x squares, which we see over here and over here. And that's about it. So together there, that gives us 9x squared. Lastly, we have the x materials. So together that gives us 14x. And the last constant here would be just 3 on its own. And there you go. That would be our final answer after expansion. I hope the video helped you today to figure out how to expand different types of functions. Make sure to like this video and also support us by subscribing to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.